What's up, farming family? How y'all doing today? Today, we're talking about the Kiwi Lab Slice Paddle. I'll be going over the spec, talking about how I feel about it. My brother's had a little bit of a knee injury, so he's not been playing as much as he normally did. So this will be something that I specifically review without him. So I'll let you know that. But let's get into this. This paddle is made out of Toray Raw T700 carbon fiber. It's a unibody design. It's thermoformed and it has foamed edges. The length of it is 16.2 inches. The width is 7.7 inches. The thickness is 16 millimeters. The handle length is 5.5 inches. The grip circumference is 4.25 inches. And the weight varies from 7.8 to 8.4. Okay, let's get into the power of this paddle. When I was using it, I didn't feel like it was extremely powerful, to be honest. I felt like it was probably in line with, I would say, the Vatic 16 millimeter. It's not like crazy powerful to the point you can't control it, but it's got enough power to where you're going to get enough behind it when you swing. You're not going to have to worry about it feeling like a Generation 1 raw carbon fiber paddle, because it doesn't. It has a significant amount of pop, like the other thermoformed foamed edge paddles do. It's really controllable too. I haven't played with any of the thermoform foamed edge paddles that were crazy outrageous in terms of being able to control. The original Legacy Pro that I used was somewhat hard to control. I don't know anything about the new ones, but in terms of the thermoform foamed edge paddles, it seems like these companies have got it figured out to the point of making it, powerful, but still making it controllable. But yeah, I would say this is probably softer than the DBD 16 millimeter, the Legacy Pro that I used, and it's probably softer than the Vatic V7 as well. But I'd probably put this in there with the Vatic Flash 16 millimeter in terms of softness if I was going to be real with you. In terms of spin, they've done something with the surface of this paddle. It doesn't feel like the other raw carbon fiber paddles does. It has a waxier surface to it. And I don't think it gets the spin that the Rhombus R3 Pulsar and them do. I'm not saying it's bad by any means. It is way better than the Generation 1 raw carbon fibers in terms of spin. I can tell that when I'm using it. I just don't think it's the Rhombus or the, DBD or the Vatic 16 millimeter flash. I think it's like slightly under it, but not even enough to where if you play with it, you're going to notice unless you specifically focus on the spin and how much it's dipping, which when you're a reviewer, that's what you're going to do. You're going to focus on every individual aspect of it. Versus someone that plays, you're going to go out and play. You're not going to notice a slight difference unless that's all you're focusing on, but that's going to hurt your game in the long run. Since it's, a more square head shape, I felt like it was a little head heavy, but it wasn't anything different really from the other thermoform foamed edge paddles in terms of the balance. Like if I picked up it and went to these other thermoform foamed edge paddles, there's not going to be like a crazy swing weight difference. But I did feel this one was a little bit head heavy. I did rip the handle off, well, the grip off and the foam piece over it and check. It is a complete unibody paddle, which means you're not going to have any problems with it breaking or anything like that. Well, in terms of the handle snapping, because I know I've mentioned, the Gamma paddles and other paddles in the past that have snapped at the handle. Well, with this one, that's not going to be a problem. For the price, this is another pretty well priced thermoform foamed edge paddle. Like as long as it's under $170, $180 and it's thermoform foamed edge, I don't really see you having, any gripes with it in terms of price. But once you play with the paddle and you realize it's a good feeling paddle, like one thing I will say, this paddle does feel different than the other thermoform foamed edge paddles. I'm not exactly sure why. I noticed the handle is a little bit more square on this one compared to other paddles. And it's got something else on the surface. I'm not sure if that on the surface is causing it to hit different, but it does feel slightly different than the other raw carbon fiber foamed edge paddles that I have used. But for the price, if you're a paddle geek and you're just buying paddles left and right, you're probably going to buy this. There's no lie to tell, because I would. But yeah, this is a good price for the paddle. It's not overpriced like some of these other companies are doing. Yeah, overall, I've got some pros and cons. The pros is the price. It's thermoform, foamed edge, unibody paddle. It's raw carbon fiber. The cons, the handle was a little too boxy for me. And I'm not really sure what the surface is over top, over top of the Kiwi Labs paddle, but it didn't seem to affect it a lot. It might make it more durable in terms of, the spin lasting and the deterioration of the raw carbon fiber. Only time will tell. I'll probably have to hand this to someone and let someone I know play with it a lot, just like basically just abuse it. And then in 30 days, get back to you and let you know. But overall, I think this is a good paddle to buy. If you're wanting one with this, with this paddle shape, with a longer handle, here you go, your wait's over. But overall, yeah, I could take this to a tournament and play with it. I wouldn't have any gripes. The same way with most of the thermoform foamed edge paddles. They all take a little bit of time getting used to, but once you do it, you're not going to be upset. But until next time, stay safe, have a good day, drink plenty of water. Peace.